Hey guys, it's Mountain Gold. Today, I'm gonna give my honest impressions on the gear I've used for the last overnight hiking. Yeah, I have to say, I'm not sponsored by any companies and no companies or no one asked me to review. I'm free from that kind of thing. As you may know, I hiked Mount Kisokoma with Dice, my hiking buddy, and at that time, it rained a lot. So I tested out new types of gear, and also I retested my rain jacket and pants, and I have a lot of impressions on that kind of gear. So yeah, today I'm gonna share my thought on that kind of things. This time, as a sleep system, shelter system, I used Freelight M Guide Himalaya. It is a floorless shelter from Freelight. That is a Japanese cottage gear company. The stuff sack is way too small, so it's very stressful to put the shelter into such a tiny bag. So I changed back to the DCF Zpacks stuff sack. Actually, the decision was right because the tarp absorbed some water and it became sort of bulky. So I think it would be very difficult to put it back to the bag. The tarp itself was pretty impressive. I knew that the campsite of Mount Kisokoma was pretty rough. Rocks are popping all over the ground, and I thought like if I bring my floored shelters like Zpacks tent or any kind of tent that has a floor, the floor will be damaged by the rocks that is popping everywhere. I thought like in this situation, a floorless shelter will be a better choice. And also I knew that the campsite was located in a super windy ridgeline. M-Guide Himalaya is highly wind resistant. It has a skirt, so I can put the rocks on the skirt and I can make it super wind resistant. Also, I thought like floorless shelter can set it up over the rocks. I decided that the floorless shelter was the way to go, and I'm pretty sure that my decision was right. It was very rainy and windy, and the shelter held up like a champ. However, as you can guess, it is a single wall steel nylon shelter, and also it has a skirt. So I had a lot of condensation. Although it is not seam taped, I didn't have any water leakage as far as I checked, but the condensation rain often hit my face and hit Dice's face, and yeah, it was very annoying. It can't be helped. It was very super windy and it rained a lot, and yeah, the condensation shower is something that is inevitable. When I hike with Dice, probably I will use it again. And it is a Bora gear Cuben Bivy. The bottom material is DCF and the upper material is Argon 67. That is said to be highly breathable and water resistant. I put my sleeping pad, sleeping bag and pillow, and I zip up, and the temperature was 15 degrees Celsius, so I was super toasty inside. Because of that, or because I drank beer, I had a terrible condensation inside the BB. The shell material was totally wet, and the shell material of my summer kilt was totally wet, so wet. Outer material, like the outside of the BB, was also so wet. Maybe because of the condensation showers. I think I sweated a lot while sleeping, and it was raining all the night. So it was a perfect situation to get wet. It can be helped. Any types of Bivy made my quilt wet in that kind of situation, so I will keep testing it. Speaking of the temperature, this is the ThermoWorks ThermoDrop, that is a thermometer. It is very handy and convenient. I always put the thermometer to somewhere in a tent or shelter and check the temperature frequently. Checking the temperature is very important because I can properly layer my stuff or change my clothes depending on what degree it is. From the ultralighter's perspective, checking temperature frequently is important for the next hike. I can change clothes or which clothes I should bring, or I can sort of calculate it. It is also something I used in a shelter. It is Anker's PD 10,000 mAh power bank. PD series is super fast to charge my electric gear like my phone, my smartwatch, my wireless mic or things like that. Once I get to the campsite, all I have to do is setting up a tent, preparing for meal, eat a meal and sleep. I don't spend much time awaking in the campsite, so I want to charge everything I have while I'm awake in the campsite. So charging as fast as I can is very important for me, especially for YouTubers. I have to use a lot of electric stuff on the next day, right? It is a bit heavy and bulky, but highly recommend it. And yeah, I already talked about my Zpacks summer kilt. As I said, the shell material, like 7 denier shell material, was totally wet. But surprisingly, when I slept, I didn't notice that because the feeling is a hydrophobic down, so it retains some loft even if it gets wet. The shell material is also water resistant. It's lofty enough for the summer, but it's not like a 20-degree kilt or something like that. It's 40-degree kilt. It is relatively thinner, so I expected like if it gets wet, it will become like a damp towel or super wet towel. But it's not. I try to avoid getting wet, of course, but even if the shell material gets totally wet, it still retains heat, and that is a very positive thing. My first impression of the kilt was not good. To be honest, it is disappointing. どうやってこれからこのサマーキルトと付き合っていこうっていう感じですね。But through the many trials and errors and twists and turns, I get to know how to get along with the quilt, and now it became my favorite piece of gear. I can highly trust it. It is relatively thin and it doesn't retain much water. When I dried it in my house, I hung it in a balcony and it became dry, totally dry. So first, it's very easy to use, highly trustable and light and compact, and it is truly the summer kilt. I feel like Zpacks is the company of backpacks and shelters. I'm so sorry that I didn't have any image of that they create very good kilt. I'm still using the Enlightened Equipment kilt, but the down feeling is not hydrophobic. This time, I fully understood what the hydrophobic down was during the last hike. So someday I want to try Zpacks other like 20-degree kilt. Their gear is basically very good. Next, it is a food bag from Zpacks. It is really watertight. I can say it is almost waterproof. Actually, all of my stuff sacks or roll top bags or the backpack itself are pretty watertight, almost waterproof. As I said, we used flawless shelter, but I didn't really worry about my stuff get wet because all of my stuff were put inside the dry bag. I don't know how many years I'm using it. It shrinks a little bit, GCF shrinks, but it's holding up great. And the next one is the stuff I use while hiking in the rain. This is NU25UL from Nightcore. It was very stormy and foggy, so I couldn't really see the surroundings during the night, even though I used the headlight. I made it bright enough to hike under the situation, but the battery life was pretty good. It became my favorite light. And this is my spare light. I myself didn't use it, but Dai said something wrong with the headlight, and he didn't have any spare light, so I let him use the light. I clipped this light to his, the brim of the cap. It was very bright and battery life is okay, and this light literally helped his life. He should buy it. It is my base layer, outdoor research eco hoodie. I think it was 35 degrees Celsius or so. It was very hot while hiking in the daytime, but when I hike at night, it was very cold. This hoodie is very thin and it's super breathable, and it had hood and long sleeves, so it is super versatile. When I'm exposed to the sun, I can cover my arms, head, and neck. When it's hot, humid, I can roll up my sleeves and I put off my hood, and it dries so fast. So even if I was wearing it underneath the rain jacket, I didn't feel much humidity. I thought like it is a long sleeve, so even if I'm wearing Ultralight rain jacket, the inner material doesn't stick to my hands at all, so that's very comfortable to wear. I know short sleeves are cooler and will give me more refreshing sensation, but long sleeved hoodie is very versatile. Thanks to the sleeves, I don't have to wear like winter jacket when it's chilly, and thanks to the hood, I don't have to wear additional stuff to keep my head toasty. It's my go-to piece. And there my rainwear. This is a light knee equipment with rain jacket. It is 7 denier material, but I don't really think it's fragile. Thanks to the super thin material, it breathes very well, while I didn't feel any water leaking through the material. My favorite point is the pit zips. It's easy to ventilate the air of or humidity of the inside material. It breathes well, so I don't really feel like the dumping sensation inside, but having pit zips is better. I don't want to wear the rain jacket that doesn't have pit zips. It is a really good balance of insulation and air permeability and breathability. And it is Yamatomichi's UL rain pants. It is discontinued. Yeah, what a shame. It is a really good product. It retained my body heat, so it helps a lot. Also, the material is strong enough. Actually, I hit my leg so bad to the rock and my leg bled. But the shell has no holes and stuff like that. And also, my legs are totally dry thanks to the breathability of the UL rain pants. I've never compared the UL rain pants and all weather pants next to next, but it was super windy at that time. It was super stormy, so if I wore all weather pants, it might be so chilly. I don't know. who knows? Anyways, I myself really like UL rain pants, so I will be very sad if my UL rain pants are totally broken and unwearable because it discontinued, so I can't get it forever. As long as Yamatomichi release like the UL rain pants 2 or something. And this one, Alpha Vest. This is magical product. It's not super toasty, but it's warm enough to keep my body temperature just right. And also it breathes well. I kept wearing it from the emergency hut to the trailhead. Sometimes I felt just a bit overheated, but it's not that I can't wear it anymore or I had to put it off as soon as possible. I could keep wearing it. Every several seconds, I have to look back and check whether dice is following me without any troubles. So I couldn't keep my body temperature warm all the time. In that situation, it was a very nice insulation. And it is also something I used while hiking in the rain. It is Topo Pursuit. I've hiked a lot with the shoes, but the sole still looks like brand new, almost. That's surprising, and the grip is so nice. Actually, Dice brought his almost brand new long pick. He said the sole was very slippery, and I also saw like he slipped quite a few times. But the Vibram Mega Grip sole is very nice to the wet rock or wet ground. It was very rocky and it rained a lot, so it was very wet. But I can really trust the grip. The grip of the sole is as good as the conventional trekking boots or something. Vibram Mega Grip sole is phenomenal. Highly recommend it. The last but not least is this one. As you may know, it is a Vaucluse Ultralight ventilation frame. It was my first time to use it during the rain. My hypothesis is that if I use it with a rain jacket on, this cap allows the back side of the rain jacket breathe well. I expected that, and my expectation was correct. It was very comfortable to pair with rain jacket while raining. My back is much less wet, so that I could avoid hypothermia. It makes the hiking in the rain so much more comfortable, or I can say so much less uncomfortable. I can't hike without this frame. Thank you for inventing this kind of reliable, life-saving gear. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you are not subscribed yet, please do that. Please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, as always, thank you very much. I really appreciate your support. I'm also on Instagram, so please feel free to follow me from the link in the description. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave in the comment section. See you on the trail. Bye.